Hi everyone, Dave Prowse here with the tech question of the day for January 17th, 2017. Here we have a gigabit router, and this is a AC5400 wireless. And on the back here we have 5 gigabit Ethernet ports. And that's the common name used for these, gigabit Ethernet. But let's get more specific. Question: what 2 technical specifications can be used to describe these ports and the cabling that connects to them? And here's a hint. One of them is an IEEE standard, and the other is essentially its equivalent, but dealing with the physical layer portion. So there's the question of the day. What 2 technical specifications can be used to describe these ports and the cabling that connects to them? And I'll give you a moment to pause the video before I come back with the answer. And the answers. First, this is IEEE 802.3AB. And the AB tells you that we're doing a gigabit connection, gigabit Ethernet, over copper wiring. And so, we're using these twisted pair cables that are copper-based, and they have the RJ45 plugs on them, and that's what connects here. So 802.3AB, and effectively the equivalent of that for the physical layer when you're dealing with cables and jacks and plugs and patch panels and so on, that's going to be 1000 base-T. 1000 base-T, and you might also see 1000 base-TX, but the 1000 base-T is more common. And that's actually 3 specifications in one. The 1000 means 1000 megabits per second, or 1 gigabit. Same thing. The base means baseband. And what that means is there's a single frequency that's shared by all the cables, all the connections on the network, all the physical connections. And so, for example, here we have a cable. I'm using some of these for a customer. This is for a customer also. And this is a Cat6A patch cable. Now, quite often I'll make these for my own lab, but for customers, if I need 10 or 15 or 20, I'll just buy them. This is a 20-foot Cat6A, and it runs at 550 megahertz. And it's that frequency that's shared. It's the one frequency that's used by the whole network. All these ports will use that frequency, 550 megahertz. That's known as baseband. When you have multiple frequencies, it's broadband. But on a normal LAN, it's baseband. One single frequency is shared by the entire LAN. And the T means twisted pair. That's the type of cable, the twisted wires that are running through here, 8 wires in the cable. And so those are your answers: IEEE 802.3AB and 1000 base-T, also 1000 base-TX. And that's what we're dealing with here. Those are the real specifications when you're talking about gigabit Ethernet ports. And, some people will say, hey, I got a fast router. It's really fast. Well, it really doesn't have to do with speed. The frequency is the actual speed. And so if we're using Cat6A, we could have 550 megahertz. Cat6 is going to be lower. It'll be like 250 megahertz. Cat5 was 100 megahertz. That's the actual speed. So speed, no, not so much. It's data transfer rate is what you want. And just about all the routers out there nowadays do gigabit Ethernet. So it's really known as DTR, or data transfer rate. That's the amount of data that you're sending. That's what you're really interested in. Not as much the speed, but a lot of people use that term. So those are the answers for the question of the day. For January 17th, I'm Dave Prowse. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me at my website, www.davidlprowse.com.